Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to another Almost Too Old for This channel where I react to Jesse Cox's Too Old for This channel, where he reacts to content for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, or pretty much anything at this point. So here we go.
All right, we're doing this again, and this time, it's an episode is what it is.
Oh, boy.
Because we're talking about No Nut November. That's right.
Oh, boy.
I'm surprised we're here too. But this is what it is. This is the episode, so embrace it. And for those of you who are like, Jesse, what on earth is this episode going to be about?
I know what this is going to be about, but I still don't know what it's going to be about. Also, youtube.com/CoxCrendor podcast, Patreon Crendor, YouTube Crendor, Twitch Crendor, etc.
Well, let's go back, shall we?
All right, let's go
back to the early 2010s.
All right.
Around that time, No Nut November was a thing that was introduced to the internet. It was kind of a meme about how during the month of November, you weren't gonna jerk it. It's pretty much what it was.
Yep.
It was a not masturbate challenge, very similar to the episode of Seinfeld from my millennials out there called The Contest, which is a classic episode considered one of the best, very similar to that, right? Except it's a meme on the internet. People would try to get in on the goof, and they would do kind of like 11 hours into No Nut November, and then it'd be a gif of an oil rig exploding or something like that. That was kind of the thing. Started as a meme, was kind of this thing that on the internet people would say, and then eventually people just tried to monetize it, right? And that always ruins stuff. You had OnlyFans models who were trying to be like, I'm gonna tempt you, come to my thing and see if you can last through No Nut November or whatever. And then on the completely opposite side, you had this sort of alt-right pipeline of...
By the way, you can like literally see it. You'll be like, oh man, how's my sports team going? There'll be like an OnlyFans tweet being like, you should look at me instead of sports. Just like, dude, can I just like, there's like be a filter to block all this?
Of pseudoscience and religious dogma weirdness about how it actually was a test of your masculinity. And real men don't need to nut. And once stuff gets that weird, people are like, I don't want to be associated with that anymore. And then it continued on that way, and it's slowly decreased in people caring about it. You can look at internet trends and things. People care less. One of the interesting things that's come of this is that because less and less people care
want to nut,
overall,
man.
the focus is getting narrower and narrower as it gets more and more into the like, only real men can handle this. And are you a man? To the point where now it's like, why do 1 month? You're a coward for only 1 month. You're weak. It should be years of celibacy. And I'm like, what is happening right now? It's always something. There's always got to be some kind of like, you're not man enough unless you do this. And it really sells to, in this case, to Gen Z. It's very...
I mean, usually somebody's also selling something. Just you can always follow the trail, right? And it just all flies back to, are they selling something? Are they making you watch something with advertisements on it, right? It's all tied into money.
Targeted to that young 20-year-old, 21, 22, 23-year-old demo of like, men, it's women that are the problem, and you don't be led astray by your dick. And so we've been gifted with some videos. All blame for this episode goes to Mari, the person editing this right now. Hi, Mari.
Hello.
You're a monster for making me watch this. A monster.
We even got to see Jesse Rogan in this one.
Let's do it.
The old Jesse Rogan podcast.
This one is from Masculine Theory as an example of his name written like a Ferrari logo.
Official semen retention study. Finally. Dude, finally. I've been waiting for this for so long.
His name, written like a Ferrari logo, so you know he's on business, is standing in front of, I don't know where, a city. Windows open, eating fruit, talking in front of the microphone, arms out, jacked and ready to go, ready to teach us some things that I'm sure won't be absolutely crazy.
You know, something I've never really understood is, why do you need permission to get rid of such a debilitating habit in your life? Why do you need to wait until a certain month to stop?
A debilitating habit. I almost almost understand from a philosophical point where this guy could be coming from, of like, mind over matter, your baser animalistic urges. I have transcended that. Like, there's probably something there mentally of where he's at, but it always just comes off as so cringe. But the performative aspect of all of this, from the knife to the fruit to the
of course he's like,
everything's so performative, I can't take it seriously. Like, this isn't like a monk somewhere telling me that he forego all earthly pleasures in order to get more divine and spiritual. That's not what this is. This is performative masculinity. Some sort of masculine theory.
It really
I
is.
understand the gamification, the nature of the 30-day challenge. It can be incredibly compelling, by the way, and motivating and vigor instilling. No doubt some of you watching this video right now actually might have experienced a fair amount of relief and freedom as a direct result, but it reeks of impermanence.
Oh
Reeks
my
of
God,
impermanence, dude.
this man, I'm gonna say a thing that I think we all know is true. Really thinks he can get any woman, and I promise you, gets no women. And the reason why is because this shit's unbearable. No woman would sit here and listen to this nonsense ever.
Well, I do think he'd probably get some women just from being like a buff, muscular dude, but I don't think he's getting any long-term relationships, I guess is more along the lines, right? There's no long-term relationships coming out of this. Like, there's probably, you know, one-night stands and stuff like that, right? That's probably what this is. Also, another great pause. Also, I feel like everybody watching these types of things are just the types of people that love entrepreneur in their title, right? Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I feel like half the people, if not more, watching these types of videos are that type of
Despite
person.
what he and any other guy like him tells you, I just got done watching a bunch of clips of, oh my God, what is that show called? Match Made Abroad, something like that. And there's a guy named Tony, who is basically the archetype of who a person like this is trying to reach. And Tony is so up his own ass. You can tell he's one of those dudes because he uses female, right? You know what I mean? He absolutely is an unbearable person. His standards for women are way too high, and his standards for himself are one of the craziest things I've ever seen. He is bald, but he got a tattoo to make it look like he wasn't bald.
Oh, God.
The reasoning being that he believes, according to something some guy on the internet probably told him, that women are more attracted to hair or the potential for hair, and so he's just trying to make himself a... Y'all,
It really just boils down to he lacks confidence, so he's trying to fake confidence. Because if you had confidence, you would be like, I'm bald, I don't give a shit, whatever. And most of the time, people in general enjoy confidence as a trait for their partner to have. I feel like that's just, I mean, even just not even romantically, people just like confident people, right? That's just, it's nice to see somebody and be like, wow, they're confident in what they're saying, or they're confident in their beliefs, or whatever it might be. Now, sometimes that can also be bad, where they're confident in their shitty beliefs. But, you know, I feel like this guy, he's just like, he's faking the confidence to try and pretend he's cool when he's actually just not cool at all.
I don't know. All of his stuff he puts online are AI images of him in better clothes, looking better, because that's who he wants to present himself to the world as. Yet he doesn't like women wear too much makeup. Big insecure vibes. Which I think a lot of this is. This whole like
that's what I'm
stoic
saying.
man is a wall. It's a shield to protect yourself from ever.
Like, I feel like this guy probably is more of what where he has confidence. He probably does, you know, he gets, I would say he gets a lot of women, but again, not any meaningful relationships. And he probably knows that he can take advantage of guys without confidence. If I had to take a wild guess at it, and he's probably like, yeah, I can make money off this. I guarantee you he's making money off this, right?
For being hurt because you're so scared of it. That's all this kind of stuff is. Build yourself up so no one can hurt you. And like, that's not a way to live. That's crazy. What I'm saying is, this is terrible. All right, let's keep going.
Yep. It's a kind of, you know, coddle your adult mind into thinking that, hey, this habit, this addiction that I have, it isn't really that bad. And if I do this once.
The problem is the words he's using. It's not an addiction. It's your body. It's how shit works. It's the
I mean, I disagree with him on that. I mean, you can get addicted to anything, right? You get addicted to jorking it. You could get addicted to World of Warcraft. You get addicted to watching TV. You get addicted to pretty much anything, right? Obviously, there's certain substances that have addictive properties to them, but, you know, I guarantee there's plenty of people that are addicted to, you know, looking at online stuff, right? I mean, you know, you can even just see, like, people that are going on OnlyFans. There's probably plenty of people that are like addicted to going on there because the addiction is you're filling some sort of void, right? So these people are probably sad, they're lost, they don't have relationships, and so you go to these places, you know, whether it be adult sites or, you know, I mean, it could be even there's like the people in Japan that like pay to rent a girlfriend for like 2 days, right? Like a lot of this is just people are lacking that emotional fulfillment or just some sort of primal fulfillment. And so I think that's when you do tend to get addicted to these types of things, because then you find unhealthy versions of it and then you just kind of feed into that to the point of becoming addicted to it. So I mean, it's not so much that you're addicted to the actual thing you're looking at, it's more that you're addicted to the feeling that you're filling the void, right? It's essentially you're eating junk food when you're hungry and going like, man, it really tastes good, but then I feel bad after, right? Instead of eating healthy, which you don't really want to do. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, right? So I mean, I disagree with him here.
this kind of stuff, as a former teacher, that upsets me. The idea that there is something shameful about any of this, that sexuality or talking about sex or thinking about sex or, you know, masturbation, whatever is impure and evil and is ruining you. That kind of shit is 12th century.
Well, I mean, I agree with that, but I think that's also somewhat different from what he's talking about in this scenario. I do think there's the types of people, primarily probably religious, you know, types of things where they're just like, don't do that or you'll burn in hell, you know, that type of thing.
It is controlling, and one of the reasons why...
Which I'm sure that can also lead to many, you know, problems in life.
The Puritan origins of the United States will continue to play a role in nonsense like this. And if it is an addiction...
But like I said, I think... Hold on.
If it really is a problem, then this guy's not your solution. That's for sure. This guy's not going to help you. That's
Well,
a whole
yeah.
other problem.
Exactly. I think that's another big one. This guy's not going to help you with your addiction. Because again, there's different layers to this, right? You're doing the addictive thing for a reason, and you need to get to the core of why you're doing this and then correct that, right? I think that's the main thing here.
A year every November, then my brain isn't completely and utterly obliterated.
And I mean, the problem is this guy's message, I don't even think it's that bad. Like, he's saying, like, hey, you don't need to just do this as, like, a thing every once a year. You should do this to, like, change your life or, like, be healthy, which is true. But I feel like people know that, right? It's kind of like, you shouldn't just work out once a year for New Year's Eve, right? You should be working out all the time. Like, well, yeah. But I think anything to get somebody started, overcoming a problem or a belief or an unhealthy habit, is probably a good thing. Maybe that leads them to doing this more often, right? So, I mean, I don't think this is inherently wrong, you know? So, I mean, I also disagree with this guy.
Look,
Also, I don't know what it is. There's something about doing a vlog while also eating upsets me tremendously. I don't know why. I know to them, it probably comes off as casual. Like, I'm just talking, man.
I think it's because it's fake. I think that's what he doesn't like about it. It's clearly set up to the point where they've started eating on camera intentionally. They didn't like go, man, I'm vlogging. I'm hungry. I'm going to eat on camera. Like, they've intentionally said, I'm going to do this because it's going to seem kind of cool and genuine and whatever it might be, right? I think it's the fakeness of it.
Talking and eating fruit from my knife. You know, a totally normal, very cool thing that us cool guys do. But I've always seen it as disrespectful. I don't know why. It's like, I can't be asked to take this seriously. And yeah, I'm gonna do my thing. You caught me at a weird moment in life.
you don't need a hashtag to reclaim devotion to your life and to your art. What you actually need is, you need a mirror.
claim devotion to your life and to your art. For the last
drink
minute
my
and 19
liquid
seconds,
death. Speaking
he
of
hasn't
eat-
said
speaking of eating
anything.
and
He hasn't
drinking.
said a damn thing.
You need to admit that every time you relapse, it isn't because the devil is whispering in your...
Relapse. It's crazy. This is crazy. Because the implication is that you can't control yourself. That as a man, oh, I'm going to go into relapse if I see a cute girl or I see boobies on the internet. That's some real seek help territory.
It's because...
Well, I mean, again, I think that is kind of the point, right? He's trying to help these people that truly need help. And I think this is probably the biggest problem, right? I think a lot of people seeking out help here really do need help. Like, they probably are addicted to this type of stuff, right? The same way there's people that seek help for they're in pain and they're just like, I need someone to, help me with my pain, or people that seek help with other addictions, right? And it's just like, there's always people looking to prey on these people because they're extremely vulnerable and in a vulnerable state. And they're just like, I can make money off them, right? I can take advantage of this because they're just like desperate for whether it's help or relief or, whatever it might be, right? And so that's another reason it makes all these people so shitty.
You're opening the door. You're inviting him inside. You're serving him tea and scones.
I'm serving the devil tea and scones when I jerk off? Fuck yeah. That's so funny. Serving the devil tea and scones.
Yep.
I mean, really think about this. Why continue building this identity around trying? It's such a...
Holy shit. Yeah, all right. So this is a nothing video. This sucks. What else is masculine theory doing?
All right, yeah, let's see what else we got
Science
here.
validates semen retention study? Stop, dude.
Oh boy.
Stop.
Here we go.
She's doing the sexually unthinkable. Women are suddenly going celibate. Maybe with you, my dude.
Yeah, what?
Maybe with you. Her body reacts before her brain. Horny is the new economy.
What the
No,
hell?
it's not. Horny's always been the economy. That's the way things work, because that's also
It
a
really
natural
is.
part of humanity. All right, what is this? The forbidden physics of chastity. Energy, money, influence. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
unbelievable
this is
physics
awesome.
right
The
there.
forbidden physics of chastity.
He must have a
The
degree.
forbidden physics of chastity. I just like saying it. The forbidden physics of chastity. It feels like words that shouldn't go together, but I enjoy saying very much. All right, here we go. Let's learn forbidden physics.
Oh boy.
Ancient mystics believed a man who guided his seed could bend reality.
What?
It's the fucking Avatar. Avatar, the last seed bender.
Avatar. The last jizz bender.
There it is. Oh, you went with
Oh
Jin.
my god, this is how we're starting? Oh.
I like how we both went
love
there.
it.
Physicists are finding that thought itself behaves much like a force. Put those together, and chastity becomes an occult law of gravity, making the world fall into your orbit.
That right there.
This really just proves you can say anything, like on the internet, man. You can really just say anything at this point.
Meant nothing. Meant nothing at all. It just sounded like it was something, but it was
Yep.
nothing, because that's the kind of shit that snake oil salesmen do.
So it's remarkable to me how
Sure
little
is.
attention a lot of these physicists, or let's just say for sake of argument, the scientific studies and experiments that have been done that run congruent with this particular point, beginning with Dr. William Tiller, a Stanford physicist who showed that focused human intention could actually alter the pH of water.
Okay, so really quickly, before we
All
get
right.
into the forbidden physics of chastity, energy, money, influence, what's about to happen here is pure pseudoscience. Be prepared. He's going to take
mean, I
Dr.
could've told you
William
that.
Tiller and go from A to B to F. Watch it happen. He's talking about this thing, which has nothing to do with like sex anything. And he's going to make this the starting point of his, and this is why you shouldn't jerk it for 12 years. Or
Yep.
whatever he's going to say. This is what's going to happen.
Experiments reported by Tiller and his colleagues demonstrated that the pH of water could be changed by as much as 1 full unit or more, a significant shift that could not be attributed to any faulty measurement. Or equally, we could talk about the far more interesting Maharishi effect, claimed that when groups of meditators focused on peace, crime rates literally dropped.
This is like listening to an episode of Coast to Coast. It was claimed. Any evidence to back that up? No, it was claimed.
The foundational prediction
So is he
was
saying
made
that,
in
is this one of those things where it's like, if we all believe something, we can make it happen? In like, oh boy, here we go.
1960, stating that 1% of a population practicing TM or transcendental meditation would produce measurable improvements in the quality of life for the whole population. And this was first documented in 1976, which found that when a 1% of the community practiced TM, the crime rate was reduced by an average of 16%.
There is no source here. There is no actual
This is the collective consciousness shit, man. Oh boy, here we
This
go.
could be completely made up. Go back up. He started with an actual named person who, I'll look up right now. So this doesn't say a lot about what he does, but I will say in 1982, James Randi, the amazing Randi, a guy whose whole thing was
James Randi.
Pseudopsychology and parapsychology and like mystics and people that said they were psychics or whatever.
Yep.
He said that he was the scientist who had said the silliest thing of 1979 regarding to parapsychology. Tiller was awarded the Pegasus Award by Randi, trying to expose him for stuff. So while his Wikipedia page says very little, he talked about subtle energies, fundamental forces, which he believes act in concert with human consciousness. So he was like doing kind of out there research. Doesn't make him less of a scientist. He was just doing like research that I think most scientists would be like, I don't know that we can call that real. You might have like hypotheses, but I don't think that's a real thing. So anyway, he starts with a doctor, he drops a name, and then immediately the fallacy of his argument is next. There's this thing that exists, and I'm gonna give you some information, but I have no actual information on that. I'm going to dig for that though, because that's something I'll do. So there's a research institute that their whole thing is this. I mean, just looking at it, the Maharishi effect, it appears to be just cherry-picked evidence to support the idea.
God, free
right?
up storage
So
space.
a great example would be if you had 1,000 people in a town gather together in order to make the town like a better place, a safer place. Simply by having 1,000 people show up in an area with the intent of being a good person, it's going to make other people in the area want to be bad.
Free up
Does that
the
make
space.
sense?
The hard
Like they're gonna
drive
see
isn't full up.
1,000 people trying to be like, hey man, we're vibing for goodness. I don't know if that means their transcendental meditation is what caused it. You know what? Does that make sense? Is that they're just a bunch of people all trying to do one thing in a certain area. As humans, we tend to gravitate towards whatever that vibe is. Like if there was more nice people in the world, I would wager the world would be a nicer place. Does that make sense?
I mean, this is just like the type of shit where it's like we all got together and meditated to reduce sunburn, and then people stopped getting sunburn. And it's like, well, it's probably because they started meditating in the end of summer when the days started getting darker and stopped going outside, and they go like, look, it happened, right? Like, it's one of those types of things where causation isn't, or correlation, causation, whatever. Yeah, right? You get what I'm saying. I feel like it's just that type of shit. Plus, like, how are they measuring the crime rate? Are they just like, how many people? Like, we have to like actually see this study to figure out how insane it is.
I don't know if that's like we projected our mental imagery. All right, let's continue.
Also known as the
Plus, like 13% crime rate. Like, what? So there's still plenty of crime going on. But they were just like, dude, we made it so a couple people didn't steal. They were just out there being like, I should steal. And they were like, never mind. Like, what, is that how it works?
Maharishi effect, or Maharishi. And the most compelling, the most famous is the double slit experiment. I am sure you've heard of this before. If you haven't,
I'm sure you have.
What? This is amazing. Because either one, he is intentionally bombarding you with things that are not related at all to what his actual reason for this video is, which means he thinks you're dumb, or
Oh, he
he
definitely
is
thinks
so
you're dumb.
stupid, he thinks this actually relates. I'm gonna go with the first one. I think, like most of the online grifter sphere, he thinks you're too stupid to Google any of this or look it up. And so he's weaving this sort of, this is the way my story's gonna go, and then I'm gonna hit you with your seed is sacred or some nonsense. Get ready, it's happening.
This is arguably one of the most remarkable scientific experiments that has ever been done. So it showed that when particles like electrons are fired through two slits, they created a interference pattern as if they were waves passing through both slits at once. But when observed, the patterns vanished and the particles behaved more like solid bullets.
Right. So essentially, imagine you have two slits and you're blasting these particles through, and on the other side is a screen. And on that screen, depending on whether you're looking or not, it changes the pattern, which scientists do not understand. It is one of those mysteries.
All right, that actually is a cool experiment. I thought he was going to say some other crazy shit. That's a cool experiment.
Fascinating. Right. It's like quantum mechanics and stuff. It's very cool. We talk about it all the time on Illuminati. It is absolutely a thing that is real, that scientists are like, huh? A lot of weird stuff there. I'm curious how he's going to set that up to his forbidden physics of chastity.
Yep.
And this proved that observation itself changes reality. So the really interesting idea of the experiment is, if you accept the conclusion of this experiment as true, and it is true, every experiment that has been observed or unobserved has a degree of influence if it is the former, meaning if the experiment is observed, you are having an influence. Your consciousness influences the experiment.
We don't know that. You can't say that. We don't know that. Your consciousness, we don't know that. We know when observed, it's different. But again, that's the leap. We don't know it's a consciousness thing. Yep. We know that if we're looking at it versus not looking at it, things change. Would that be the same if you put a dog in the room? You know what I mean? What level of consciousness do you need to have for this to work in his theory? Again, this is someone who doesn't understand what they read.
And it's one of those things where, how much is it changing? Is it just changing something visibly that we see? Is it changing like actual brain waves and the way we think? Like, there's so many variables here that it could be changing or not changing, and to just be like, this is what it is, right? It's classic modern pseudoscience shit.
Going with the thing. On Illuminati, we have this all the time, where the guys will read an article and I'll be like, do we know that this is for sure what they're saying? Because science has a lot of jargon, and if you don't know the jargon, you can interpret it in weird ways, and people do that all the time, not necessarily for non-nefarious reasons. Sometimes people will absolutely take a science article or a thing and run with it in a totally different meaning of what it actually says.
When we propose an experiment like a hypothesis, I mean, what is a hypothesis? It is, I think, due to a culmination of anecdotal and previous scientific experiments or observations of reality, that if we were going to try to measure this, I think this will happen. Just you thinking something has an influence on the likelihood of it happening.
This is like an extreme version of, if you can see it, you can be it. Fake it till you make it. It's jargonism, except it's wrapped in pseudoscience as like, no, this is real though. The whole idea.
I mean, the funny part is that you can actually influence your own brain through like meditation and, deep breathing and just trying to focus your thoughts and stuff like that. Like there's plenty of stuff that shows that that's actually good for you, or like journaling or just positive mindsets. Like those are the types of things where it's like, yeah, but he's kind of taking that and projecting it onto like, not only is your meditation going to help you feel better, but it's going to change, it's giving you these powers to change the world, like that type of shit. Like just do some journaling, man. Like do some journaling. sit for like 10 minutes and be with your thoughts and try to just like focus on your breath. And like, there you go, right? And it's free. You do that for free, and it's better than whatever the shit he's talking about.
Of, if you can see it, you can be it, or whatever. That idea of, I'm going to try because nothing is impossible. That's what that's saying. It's like, if you put in the effort and you really want a thing, go for it. That's what it's saying. It's not saying that I am creating my reality for realsies. That's one of those things where people are like, just be happy. Just be happy. Why can't you just be happy? Smile. Make your life, it's that kind of thing. Oh, it drives me crazy. All right, whatever.
So how does this relate in relation to SR? Thought is vibration, vibration is creation. SR having a
Thought is vibration. Vibration is creation.
I can just say shit. Also,
you know he made that up and was so proud of it.
SR, when he says that, does he mean semen retention? Is he too afraid to say that? We have to code it? Is that what he, because it sounds insane. It sounds very weird. Because when you know how the body works, hold on. My Google searches are gonna be a mess today. Scientifically, semen, if not used, is like reabsorbed by the body, and then you make more. I don't know if you're like it's not a retaining thing, but more importantly, the whole idea has been known to really make it difficult for fellas later in life who don't want to have to deal with like premature ejaculation. This is what this video is now. But like that's scientifically proven that people who are doing this have like not long-lasting skills. I mean, it's just, that's what it is. And I know this guy would be like, no, but yeah. Okay.
No, it's giving you superpowers, man. I think he's wrong. It's giving you superpower energy.
Semen retention, which he's afraid to say, has dopamine sensitivity, magnetism. Jesus Christ. All right, we got to go back. Magnetism.
Variety of different positive outcomes in your life, from improved dopamine sensitivity, magnetism, masculine gene expression, and synchronicity.
How does it give you synchronicity? God damn it. All right, hold on. Synchronicity. Synchronicity is the concept of meaningful coincidences that appear related but lack a casual connection. By not jerking it, synchronicity occurs. I'm speechless. Yep. It's the stupidest thing. This is 4 minutes, 55 seconds. This is the longest video about jerking it you're ever going to see on the internet.
I want to talk about this one-pointed mind outcome, which is supported, by the way, by various different...
By alchemy? It's supported by alchemy? Fucking shit, man.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I mean,
you know the comments
so
going to be like, brother, you're damn right. Yeah.
Oh, they definitely are.
What would you say? Systems other than scientific rationale, from Hermeticism, alchemy, the Kabbalah, and Christian mysticism, but also occult modernists. I'll just take you through a couple.
You don't need to take me through any of them, dude. I don't care. The camera angles for when he's talking, the performative masculinity is out of control. Like, you don't need to do all this. A real man don't need to do all this.
St. Augustine and St. Anthony being examples of this. They described it as their armor of light. Their visions and miraculous influence were attributed to their purity.
All right. Cool, man.
Right. So a church whose entire identity is purity and chastity is then going to create stories about like visions of miraculous influence and whatnot because of that. And that doesn't read as like, there might be an agenda here. I don't know. Okay, sure. It's real, all right. This is all real. Sex, magic, and Crowley. Having just done episodes on Crowley for Illuminati, that guy was the biggest dork who ever lived and literally did everything he did in order to get girls. That's what I learned.
Which sounds a lot like all this.
What I learned. All the sex magic, all the like occult stuff was literally because he was a giant loser. This is real. You know that South Park episode where Cartman pretends to be a psychic and they have that like, whoa, psychic battle? That really happened with Crowley and other psychics, where they had a psychic battle and they all wrote about it and talked about how it was like this epic fight. Literally, it was a bunch of dudes in a room going, yo.
I mean, it's literally just the big placebo battle. If anything, this really does show the power of the brain, but in a different way, right? It shows how powerful the placebo effect is, or how powerful belief is in something, or all this stuff, to the point where the brain can literally make you crazy or believe something that's like actually insane, right? But that same brain power can also like shift your mood, right? Just trying to be positive, right? Trying to calm your brain down, focus on stuff, right? Like, the brain is insanely powerful, but it's also kind of dumb. Right? And we just got to help it, man.
Hit you. No, you didn't. I hit you. That's what it was. That's what it was. And then Crowley went on to have like this weird monastery thing, but it was so gross and nasty because no one did anything, that when one of the couples went there, the wife wrote in a journal about it, and she was like, this place sucks. Everyone here sucks. Crowley is the biggest loser. That's the same thing here. Giant losers trying to convince themselves they're not by doing performative masculine shit. I'm over it. We don't need to watch the rest of this. I hate this kind of trash. I don't even need to know. Yes, I do. I need to know how he connects all this.
Fundamentally, what's the point that both the scientific side and the more mystic or religious or spiritual side are coming to congruent? That all these things that we aspire to chase in this world, be it money, be it fame, be it influence, comes at a combination of coherence. Coherence is one-pointed mind, being very clear on the specifics of.
Is that the thing? Is that the grift? You just say a bunch of big...
I mean, bro's just yapping at this point, right? Like, he's just like, coherence, vibration is the creation of vibration. Like, you just say, like, you start just saying shit, man.
words, and it doesn't matter if they mean what you say they mean.
I mean, again, this all goes back to confidence. If he was like, you know, the thing is vibration, they'd be like, dude, this guy's a loser. But he's just like talking in a deep voice, like, this is it. Here's my proof. These crazy people talked about it. You got to believe me. And they're like, damn, dude, this guy's got a deep voice. You know, he's eating fruit. He seems pretty confident. He's, you know, he's talking in front of the camera, he's making eye contact. This guy must know what he's saying, right? It's always about how you say something, not what you're saying or how it's how you say it, right? We hear it all the time. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And these are clear examples of that.
You sort of word salad your way into being like, this is why I'm correct. Is that this? Is that what this is?
You need to have weight behind your aim. You need to have fuel behind your aim. If you are going to point your bow at a target, the vibration is how much tension and tautness you can pull the...
Right. So what he's getting at eventually is like, women are bad. They get in your way of being successful men. That's what this is. That's the whole thing. I don't need to watch the rest of this. This is... Chastity is like the forbidden physics. It's like you get whatever you want if you don't mess with women because they're the worst. That's what this is. And then it's one of those like, then you get the power. Then you get the Homer was right. Then you get the women. But first you got to get the power and the sugar.
Yeah, and the sugar.
And the women.
Yeah, you got to make sure. The sugar's
we'll
got
Does
prizes in it,
he
like
have a
spark
point?
plugs.
Arrow, wherever you want.
He's still talking
to
about the
go.
fucking arrow, and there's
You still need to
10
have
seconds
strength,
left.
power, vibration.
No, we're out. I'm out.
He's also doing the
I'm
classic.
too old
like,
for this. This is trash. This is trash. And if you're watching and you believe this stuff, do better, man. Yikes.
He's doing the classic. We'll use the bow and arrow. It's like you're a primal prehistoric man, right? Well, like, you know, it's like glorifying prehistoric society, like, you know, the primal diet and shit like that. People died all the time, like 30 years old back then. You know what I'm saying? All right. Either way, this shit kind of sucked. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Cool. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.